Minglawa and welcome to Myanmar Today. I am Henry Zin with the latest news and reports from around Myanmar. Judo approved the proposal to sign the International Anti-Corruption Academy Agreement. The peak of rainy season and Shwedagon Pagoda. Myanmar Universities and Colleges Judo Tournament. Last but not least, a report on Gango Yanant art exhibition. Before we get to the reports, we've got some important local news for you today. Security forces discovered a training camp of the AA in Yedadong Township during a patrol last Friday and Saturday. The forces captured the camp and seized the equipment and other articles used in military trainings. On Friday noon, the security forces came upon the training camp located about 2,000 meters west of Cheyador village and found 6 foxholes, 1 PT ground and 3 huts, along with 2 sets of uniforms, 33 civilian clothes, 14 waterproof sheets, some shovels, 8 swords and 1 mobile phone. The security forces continued their security operations the next day and discovered 500 wooden training guns hidden by the AA in an area about 1,500 meters west of Cheyador village. According to the Office of the Commander-in-Chief of Defense Services, they also discovered 6 detonators, 3 containers filled with .5 shells, 13 huts, 60 shovels, 40 crowbar-like tools, 50 swords, 1 mobile phone, food including rice, 3 bags of medicines and utensils. The Working Committee for Preventing Grave Violations Against Children in Armed Conflicts held a meeting with officials from the UN Country Task Force on Monitoring and Report at the Office of the Ministry of Social Welfare, Relief and Resettlement on Monday. Led by the Permanent Secretary of the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, Myanmar, the Working Committee discussed with CTFMR on the action plan to implement a national reporting mechanism to prevent the maiming of and sexual violence against children in conflict zones. About 1,000 pigs have died in 2 village tracts in Tachilik Township, but it is not yet known whether African swine fever was the cause of death. The outbreak of sickness that has killed the pigs began in July, and so far, about 500 pigs in the village of Monghe village tract and about 500 pigs in Bushi village tract in Mongpyat Township have died. Local authorities and officials of the Tachilik Township Livestock Breeding and Veterinary Department inspected sick and dead pigs on Monday. Dr. Jojo So, Assistant Director of the Tachilik Township LBVD, said the villagers did not inform the authorities about the outbreak when it started in July. Veterinarians from the department vaccinated the remaining pigs, took out blood samples from sick pigs for testing, and detailed the directives to minimize the devastation. And that's all with the local news. Our reporter Akajo brings us the first report. Judo approved the proposal to sign the International Anti-Corruption Academy agreement on its 13th regular session on Monday. The International Anti-Corruption Academy is an international intergovernmental organization based in Luxembourg, Austria, that teaches government, other officials and professionals about anti-corruption measures. Loto representatives have been discussing the proposal to sign the agreement. Akajo gives us more information on the proposal.
Judo approved the proposal to sign the International Anti-Corruption Academy IAC agreement on its 13th regular session on Monday. The International Anti-Corruption Academy is an international intergovernmental organization based in Luxembourg, Austria, that teaches government, other officials, and professionals about anti-corruption measures. Membership of the organization is without a mandatory membership fee, open to UN member states and intergovernmental organizations. Local representatives have been discussing the proposal to sign the agreement. Among the local representatives who discussed the proposal, Wu Seimian of Mianzhen constituency said,
Index report shows that Myanmar's anti-corruption status ranked 156 in 2014. The corruption can have direct impact on the foreign direct investment. The corruption can affect income distribution, which in turn widens the income gap between the population. It also leads to social, economic, and political issues. When Myanmar becomes a member of the IACA, knowledge and work procedures on anti-corruption can be acquired, and that will widen our scope. Those working for the Commission can be sent to short course and postgraduate courses organized by the IACA. International benchmarks, experiences, and practices will be achieved. We will also have opportunities to study anti-corruption as a subject. Anti-corruption activities can be carried out in an effective manner by cooperating with other member countries in accordance with the international rules and regulations can be brought about.
The establishment of the International Anti-Corruption Academy was launched in Vienna, Austria on September 2nd in 2010. 74 countries, including Cambodia, Indonesia, Malaysia, Thailand, the Philippines, Bangladesh, China, India, and 4 organizations signed the IACA. Myanmar will sign the IACA, but Article 19 of the agreement is exception. According to the Article 18 of the agreement will enter into force 60 days after the date of deposit of instruments of ratification, acceptance, approval, or accession by 3 states or international organizations. The purpose of the Academy shall be to promote effective and efficient prevention and combating of corruption by providing anti-corruption education and professional training, undertaking and facilitating research into all aspects of corruption, providing other relevant forms of technical assistance in the fight against corruption. Domnyat Thirathon of Mon State Constituency 5 elaborated the importance of signing the agreement.
Corruption is such an epidemic undermining the communities in many parts of the world. The Corruption Perception Index, released by Transparency International, ranked Myanmar 132 out of 180 territories in 2018, and there is only one country, Cambodia, after Myanmar in the index. While we are in need of foreign investors who would invest in the country with trust, this reflects the country's efforts to fight off the corruption. The anti-corruption measures by the Anti-Corruption Commission in Myanmar have been unprecedented and astounding. The Commission has so far taken action against 46 persons, from high-ranking officials, civil servants, to business people with corruption charges.
The anti-corruption measures in Myanmar can be dated back to the time of colonial era. The Civil Supplies Theft Prevention Committee was first formed on 23 December 1947 to prevent theft and corruption in the provision of government supplies to the public after the Second World War. Later, the Public Property Production Committee and the Public Property Production Police were assigned for investigation of such crimes. Actions of bribery and corruption were made relating to public servants of the Penal Code 1861. The process of creating an international organization focusing on anti-corruption education dates back to 2005, when an Interpol working group began discussing such an endeavor. At Interpol's 75th General Assembly in September 2006, member states voted unanimously in favor of forming an academy aimed at tackling the problem of corruption within public services worldwide. This is Agajo reporting for Myanmar International Radio.
That's a report on Pidangsu Luto approved the proposal to sign the International Anti-Corruption Academy Agreement. Let's take a look at the weather conditions now in Myanmar. In Yangon, it's going to be cloudy and a couple of showers and thunderstorms the next morning, and it's also going to be cloudy and a couple of showers and thunderstorms at night. The daily outlook is around 29 degrees Celsius high, but it's going to feel like 35 degrees Celsius. There's a 64% chance of rain for the day. Looking ahead, thunderstorms in the area through Thursday morning. In Naypyidaw, it's going to be cloudy, showers and some heavy rain in the next day, and likely enough, it's going to be cloudy, showers and some heavy rain at night. The daily outlook is around 29 degrees Celsius high, but it feels like 34 degrees Celsius. 99% chance of rain for the day. In Mandalay, it's also going to be cloudy, showers and places during the day, and cloudy, a passing shower late at night. The daily outlook is around 32 degrees Celsius high, but it's going to feel like 36 degrees Celsius, 49% chance of rain for the day. Stay with us, we have another report from David Tanner and we'll take a look at the stocks and currency exchange rates right after that. Shwedagon Pagoda is the most well-known and sacred pagoda of Yangon, which is also a landmark of the city and the first priority for every tourist to come visit and explore the depth of the country's history and its religion, as well as to appreciate the glamorous golden stupa. Our reporter David Tanner made a report in which he updates the current tourist visit statistics, while he also interviewed the current circumstances to the head office of the Shwedagon Pagoda Board of Trustees.
With the rainy season near its climax, it's time again for to skim through the list of visitors who visit to world-renowned Shwedagon Pagoda from across the world. We'll be finding out from the head officer of the Board of Trustee office for in-depth clarification.
As
it is the rainy season, the visitors were obviously descending compared to other seasons, of course. In January, around 70,000, February, around 80,000, May, 51,000 altogether, in June, 41,000. If we have to clarify visitor with country tier, the most visited country will be China, surprisingly. China is the most visited country starting from the month of May 2019. It exited Thailand starting from May. Before, there were about 15,000 visitors from Thailand at the tour, but in May, Thailand was about 9,400 and China exited with 14,000 visitors. In June as well, China exited Thailand with 12,000 visitors and Thailand was followed second with 7,200. In July, there were 15,000 visitors from China, but only 10,000 from Thailand. So, to summarize it, starting from May to July, there were more China visitors compared to other countries.
What's the most challenging part of rainy season and its maintenance across the pagoda? Let's find out for that as well.
What we worry most is the slippery in this wet and humid rainy season. Foreigners might not be familiar on walking with barefoot. That's why they might slip a lot, as well as the locals. That's why we put rubber platforming racks on all the way around the pagoda to have friction around. The complaints were about how the rubber racks were painful on long-term walking. That's why we make it 2 layers to have a cushion effect on the rack. It's plausible and walkable for now. And as it rains a lot these days, that we provide umbrellas every corner from the money that visitors donated. There are direct donations as well as indirect donations so that we can spend it on an appropriate places.
We will also find out the difficulties that comes in hand with rainy season and how it might impact the overall process. We'll be hearing out about the waste management part of the pagoda.
For the rubbish and waste management, we have many rubbish that need to be thrown away with 4 cars. So we expect we will have many difficulties if we have to go through on a daily basis in this rainy season. It's really effective for the waste management department in this season compared to summer or winter, but we're trying the best to manage it.
As I visited through the pagoda, I noticed that there were less water which stays on the floor compared to last year, which is a good sign of drainage. Well, let's hear out about it as well.
While renewing the marble tie around the pagoda, we try to examine the drainage part of the pagoda and see what we can do with it. We found out that if we make a little bit of slope around the drainage part in its system, we could improve a little bit better than last time. We are now working on more to improve the drainage even better.
Reporter David Tanner, reporting from Myanmar International Radio, signing out for now.
That's a report on the peak of rainy season and Shwedagon Pagoda. Let's take a look at the currency rates from Myanmar's central bank. $1 is at 1,512 kyats. 1 Chinese renminbi is at 214 kyats. 1 euro is at 1,685 kyats. 1 pound sterling is at 1,835 kyats. 1 Singapore dollar is at 1,094 kyats. 1 Malaysian ringgit is at 362 kyats. 1 Thai baht is at 49 kyats, and the Indian rupee is at 21 kyats. Gold is trading at $1,467. Silver is at $16, and Brent crude oil is at $55. On the Yangon Stock Exchange, FMI is at 11,000. MTSH remains at 3,450. MCB went up 100 at 8,100. FPB remains at 24,500. TMH also remains at 2,950. That's the information on currency rates and Yangon Stock Exchange. You're still with us on MI Radio's Myanmar Today. You can visit our website at miradio.com.mm and listen to our radio programs live on the website. If you're on FM, catch us on 96.1 FM in Yangon, 96.5 in Mandalay, and 96.7 in Naypyidaw. You can also download MI Radio app on both iOS and Android devices, so you can listen to our radio programs from anywhere in the world. Let's move on to the next report. The first Myanmar universities and colleges judo tournament in nearly 30 years after it was halted has once again returned. The two-day tournament began on Monday. It saw the participation of 9 different universities from across Myanmar. With the support of Japan, Myanmar Judo Federation is working on promoting judo among judo less known public in Myanmar. Willison has the details.
Myanmar Universities and Colleges Judo Tournament, which has been halted for the past 30 years, is now being held once again. The first University and Colleges Judo Tournament in nearly 30 years was held on 5th of August 2019 at Aung San Indoor Stadium. The tournament is a two-day tournament, began on 5th of August and comes to a close on 6th of August. After 30 years of its dismissal, Myanmar Judo Federation has once again organized Myanmar Universities and Colleges Judo Tournament. The story behind the return of this tournament is, after attending training in different locations, the students want to bring back Judo Tournament back to university and colleges. With a request from students, the Federation has now finally organized a Judo Tournament for university and colleges students with a collaboration of Japanese coaches and Myanmar Maritime University. Speaking to MI Radio, now let's hear from U Aung Zaw, the Vice Chairman of Myanmar Judo Federation.
The main aim for organizing this tournament is for the health of the students in their mentality, mind and strength. With the support of different judo coaches from Japan, the universities in Myanmar, we are now able to once again hold this tournament.
Speaking on the reason why Judo Tournament was not held for nearly 30 years, now once again let's hear from U Aung Zaw.
Till 1987, the tournament was held, and I was participating in those tournaments as well as a student. After 1987, the tournament came to a halt due to some reasons, and we had several disadvantages for not holding the tournament during all these years. The main disadvantage is, whenever there is Asian University tournament, we could not take part in it as we didn't have judo club in Myanmar. But now we have already reformed the federation, not just for the university students. We also have a plan to do it nationwide with the aim to spread judo sport across the country.
Judo is not a very popular sport in Myanmar, but only few people know what judo is and how this is played. Speaking on this sport, now let's hear out from U Aung Zaw Thun. What is this sport all about?
Judo is originated from Japan. The meaning of judo itself is soft and polite. But even though it has the meaning of soft and polite, one has to defend himself in the game. This sport is not about attacking the opponent, but instead, it is defending ourselves from the opponents with the techniques we have acquired. The player must also respect one another and teamwork, which means working together. This is not all about health. This sport also teaches us to improve mentality.
And now we have Go Wan Ka-ong, a judo player representing the Gong University, speaking to MI Radio.
I have been training for this tournament for 2 months with the special techniques. How I came to get interested in this sport was when judo training session was open in our university. I got into this sport as I am a person with interest in this kind of fighting sport. At first, I started to try to learn slowly, then I started to participate in some matches, and then finally I got a passion for this sport, and in this tournament, I'm expecting to win gold medal.
Yangon University, the Gong University, and Yangon University of Medicine too have newly opened their own training centers for judo with a collaboration of Myanmar Judo Federation, and the federation has plans to open many more training centers in different places all over Myanmar. According to Myanmar Judo Federation, the federation will organize another judo tournament in the coming September, and university clubs and other individual clubs can take part in that tournament. This is Winlinson reporting for MI Radio.
Well, that's a report on Myanmar University's and colleges judo tournament. Let's hear from Thora Suizin on the last report. An art exhibition called Gango Yanant of Performing Arts and Fine Art Association was held at the Recreation Center of Yangon University. This is also regarded as the pre-celebration for upcoming centenary ceremony of Yangon University. Dora Suizin has the story.
The art exhibition called Gango Yenen is being held by the Organization of Performing Art and Fine Art Association of Yangon University at Recreation Center. It is the 16th time for annual art show of Performing Art and Fine Art Association, and third time for painting course holding the show under the name Gango Yenen. At this time, it is also regarded as pre-celebration of centenary ceremony of Yangon University. Umyomile, an artist who is also a tutor of painting course set.
It is like the rehearsal for the coming centenary celebration. Usually, we could display 160 paintings, but this time, we put more effort so it becomes nearly double and 307 paintings are displayed. The exhibition is aimed to upgrade the skills of the students who are joining the painting course. Their paintings are of various topics. They may be not perfect, but we want to let them know the nature of an art exhibition. For the centenary celebration, the whole university will celebrate with different activities. We will also join these activities depending on how they are going to celebrate. For the painting section of Performing Art and Fine Art Association, we are going to hold this annual exhibition more grand and impressive. We are to include not only the students who are currently studying, but also the alumni in the exhibition.
In this
exhibition, not only the students from painting course, but also from teachers and students from other universities are invited if they can produce a painting. In our painting course, we have 3-year study. In this exhibition, the paintings of the painting course students are half of the total paintings. The paintings are of various types.
Let's hear from one of the students whose paintings are being displayed.
This is my second time participation, and I drew 2 paintings for this exhibition, which are the pencil sketches. I drew them a month before the exhibition. The alumni are now the professional painters. Some of them come and teach us in the painting course. Some conduct workshops for us occasionally. We are able to learn many things from them.
The centenary celebration of Yangon University will be in December 2020.
I studied at Yangon University between 1972 and 1977 and have encountered many circumstances of both good and bad. For me, Yangon University is the place which I can never forget and stay away from.
I am proud that I can be able to celebrate the centenary celebration of Yangon University as a current student. There are a lot of memories here since I also stay at the hostel in the school campus.
That's all for now. This is Thora Switzer from MI Radio.
That's all the reports we have for today. But let's just go on and explore a little more on international news. Facebook is failing to shut down groups on its site where fake Amazon reviews are sold, consumer group which claims. Facebook was urged in June by the Competition and Markets Authority to probe the sale of fake reviews via these groups, which claim to have uncovered several active groups that recruited people to write fake testimonies. Facebook said it had removed almost all the groups reported to it and was still investigating the issue. In other news, scientists are to deliver a stark condemnation of the damage being done to the land surface of the planet. They will say human activities have led to the degrading of soils, expanded deserts, felled forests, driven out wildlife, and drained peatlands. In the process, land has been turned from an asset that combats climate change into a major source of carbon. The scientists will say this land abuse must be stopped to avoid catastrophic climate heating. Uncultivated land covered with vegetation protects us from overheating because the plants absorb the warming gas CO2 from the air and fix it in the soil. But the scientists meeting in Geneva, Switzerland will say the way we farm and grow timber often actually increases emissions of carbon dioxide. Between a quarter and a third of all greenhouse gas emissions are now estimated to come from land use. Well, that's a wrap on Myanmar Today. We're now broadcasting the program on MI TV every evening, Monday to Friday at 8:30. You can also join me on MI Radio from 7:30 a.m. to 8 a.m., 1 to 1:30 p.m., and from 7:30 to 8 in the evening. Also, don't forget to drop your comments and messages on our Facebook post. We'll be back with more news and reports. Thank you for joining us. I am Henry Zin. Have a great day, everyone.